Hey Internet, Eric here. Vlog time. I'm doing this on a Saturday right now. I normally do it on a Sunday, but I'm going to have some friends over tonight, and there's going to be a lot of probably heavy drinking, so I don't know if I'll be up for it tomorrow morning. Anyways, it's funny how I go from my last couple vlogs of nothing to really talk about to I got a shit ton to talk about today. First off, Gotham's back. One of my favorite shows nowadays. Gotham. Loved season 1, but season 2 is just blowing the fucking first season out of the water. Um, it's just now come back from its mid-season hiatus, and man, they came out back with a fucking bang. That we've been introduced to Mr. Freeze and Professor Hugo Strange, wonderfully played by B.D. Wong. I can tell B.D. Wong it seems like he's gonna play Professor Strange. Very calm and collected, but when he snaps, he's gonna fucking snap. And what's great about season 2 of Gotham is, first off, it started out with a bang with season 2 with the Jerome character, who everyone was assuming was going to be the Joker. I mean, of course, Lord Robin Taylor as Cobblepot, and then we have, Edward Nigma is our great characters too. But after they killed off Jerome, a lot of people thought the series was going to take a downward spiral because, that character was so fantastically played and done and loved. But they were wrong, man. This series still grabbed you by the balls and just ran. I mean, the two-part episode story with Firefly, and there's just, everything has been so good, and I'm loving the Mr. Freeze character. Mr. Freeze is probably one of the cheesiest fucking villains Batman has. Right? He's a man who fucking freezes people with a freezing gun. And Gotham is set in this realistic type world, and he's done as plausible as you can get, but I'm loving the way he's being done. So Gotham's back. I'm super excited. Walking Dead is back now. So Walking Dead has been back for about 3 episodes since its hiatus. I think the first half of the season kind of was very slow and kind of boring for the most part. And now, when they came back 3 weeks ago, they hit you so hard with out of the blue character deaths and action and gore and holy shit moments. It was great. Then the last couple episodes were decent. Last week's episode was really good, even though it was a setup episode, and they're setting up for Negan. I read the comics up to the death of the governor and what happened at the prison, so I know nothing of Negan by reading. All I know is talk, and I know it's not going to end good for some characters. What else do I have to say? Sadly, if you are a Japanese wrestling fan, or if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, Japanese hardcore wrestling fan, Hayabusa died a couple days ago. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before. And Hayabusa was, a lot of people said he would be like the Japanese Sabu, and the fact that he was graceful in the ring, but he could go as hardcore as possible. And that's true, because Hayabusa wrestled barbed wire matches, exploding landmine matches. I think he's been set on fire a couple times. But he was also graceful, and he can do almost so many high-flying moves. And he wore a mask, so it reminded me of, like, he'd be like a Japanese version of like the Mexican luchadors. And he was probably one of the most popular wrestlers over in Japan until during a match he did what is called a springboard Asai moonsault, which means he was here. Like I say, this is Hayabusa. Okay? He's running. Like his opponent is laying down here. He jumps over his opponent. He's running. He's going to jump on the ropes and do a moonsault. Which means he would land like that, belly to belly. Well, he slipped on the rope and landed on the back of his head and neck, flopped over, and he broke his neck. And he had been confined to a wheelchair for years and years and years. I think this happened in 2001. I don't know. I've seen the footage. It's very hard to watch. I'm sure it's on YouTube. And just recently, I think it was in the last couple of years, the man was able to finally be able to walk on his own. I mean, with the use of a cane. And I saw on YouTube just him he was at a wrestling event, and he got out of his wheelchair and he walked with a cane from the aisleway to the ring, and it's very, very powerful seeing that, and he just didn't give up, and it was cool, but it's very sad. I believe it was bleeding of the brain is what caused him to die. I know he was in his mid-40s, but very tragic loss. What else to talk about? I have a new job, but I don't get paid for it. I'm now a vlogger. Or not a vlogger, I'm a vlogger right now. I'm doing fucking vlogs to you. But I am a blogger. I have been contacted by one of my Facebook friends, and he runs a horror movie blog over where he lives in the UK. I'll put the link down here. He saw my review for The Green Inferno, and messaged me, and he says, hey man, basically he says, hey man, you know your shit, which I don't, not so much, but I'm glad he thought so, and he invited me, and I'm now a vlogger, I keep saying vlogger, blogger for his blog over there, and basically he says I have free range to write whatever reviews I want, be it positive or negative, as long as I'm, you know, professional, which I will be, and it's great. I mean, it's really inspirational when you have someone say that they actually like your work. I mean, a lot of my videos like this get views, but I don't get a lot of comments, and when I do get comments, it's by my select maybe 3 people. So it's nice to see that someone outside of that circle likes what I'm doing and likes me enough and enjoys my opinions enough and respects my opinions enough that, hey, why don't you write for my website? So that's very exciting. That's very, very cool. I've just wrote my first introduction entry today. It's up there. Like I said, I'll post the link here in the comment section. And that's my kid running around back and forth, so I'm probably going to cut this vlog short because, you know, who knows how much more she's going to pick up. But, yeah. Anyways, for now, Walking Dead, doing decent. Gotham, holy fuck, it's great. I got a job writing for, you know, a blog. I said it right that time. Sad to hear about Hayabusa. Oh, and George Kennedy. George Kennedy is another person we lost. George Kennedy has been in over 200 films. He was 91 years old. I guess a lot of John Wayne films. He was my grandpa's favorite actor of all time. So that's what I always will remember about George Kennedy. But I know him from, he was Ed from the Naked Gun movies, Leslie Nielsen's partner. His comedic timing was so fantastic. He won an Oscar, I believe, for Cool Hand Luke, which is a fantastic movie. I told my buddy when he died, because my buddy Alan was a big fan of George Kennedy too. He said if he lived with me, we'd be eating those hard-boiled eggs right now in spirit for him. And he also was in Creepshow 2, a good favorite of mine. He was in the segment called Old Chief Woodenhead. He plays a meek shop owner who was shot and killed in a robbery, and then the cigar store Indian comes to life and takes his revenge. It sounds cheesy, just as cheesy as it is, but it's fun. So, sad that we lost Hayabusa, sad that we lost George Kennedy as well. Oh, but you know what? Here's one more thing I want to talk about. April, I'm going to see Iron Maiden for the first time. August, I'm going to be seeing Weird Al. I'm finally getting almost all of my concert bucket list taken off. I've already seen Five Finger Death Punch, Alice Cooper, Motley Crue, Mushroom Head, Doyle, Rob Zombie. So those are all crossed off. Basically, all I got left is Maiden, Weird Al, and unless they kill Axl, Guns N' Roses if they come my way. So, alright, I will see you next Sunday. Cheers.